So it leads me to ask you this question because sex is power, and the
Mm,
sexualization of women isn't new. The sexualization
no.
of men isn't new. The difference is men are running around in their bikini briefs and nobody's really paying attention. Now you shake your ass and you're a woman because it's a heteronormative world that we live in. And no, I'm not going to try to get all lefty, liberal, whatever, social psychology on here. What I'm saying is it's just fucking common sense that 90% of the wrestling audience are straight men that are going to watch women. But my question is, how do you, as a true feminist, a trailblazer, a female wrestler, a great representative of the brand, how do you balance holding
Mm.
on to your sexual power and still not being victimized by the sexualization of the wrestling product?
That's such a great question. First of all, without sounding like a hypocrite, back in the day, I wore outfits, that I tried to cover my body because I was very self-conscious. And then I would try to change that up and, show a little bit more here or there because things were changing and thought I had to change with the times. And then I had to, recheck myself and say, get back to your own roots, woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so as time changed, I became a part of that product because I felt the pressure and I felt, the whole thing changing. I started wearing revealing outfits and my big old boobs, even got a boob job that my boobs were bigger than my head for Christ's sake. And I finally had to come to Jesus talk with myself and said, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? And, you know, I just I was like, I gotta quit. This is it. I just don't like the,
Mm-hmm.
you know, direction of women's wrestling and what is happening. So I was part of that product, but I rechecked myself real quick and said, I'm out. I gave him my notice to WCW. I'm retiring. 2001 is the end of my contract. There's a lot more that goes to it because the stories are in my book. But I'm telling you, brother, it was and still is, except for now, 40 years later, 40 years in this business plus. And I still recheck myself because it's like I'm at an age where I can say and do what I want. With the knowledge and wisdom that I have of years of experience, I don't have to put up with anybody's shit, and nor will I. I am not a person that's going to deliberately go out and hurt somebody because I want to. If I express something, it's just an opinion. Maybe I'll even admit maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut on some things, but okay, I'm quick to say, hey, I apologize. I'm not perfect. As far as a woman and being strong, even today, it's changed. I see good things within our business, but still have a lot to, we still have further to go. And not that it'll ever
Right.
be equal, because this world is positioned and made for men. It really is.
Yep.
We're invisible women. And I think that to earn the respect that I did, I kept my mouth shut for 40 years, basically, meaning that I wasn't taking their shit. I kept my mouth shut. I was a sponge. I learned. And when they told me no, I respectfully found another way and did it tenfold. And I think that's when everyone knew from the start that no one could get anything over me. They just knew they couldn't talk shit. Otherwise, I'd probably beat their ass. But I wouldn't. And I think that because of a few men in this business and higher ups and in their positions that tried to position themselves by asking for favors, I basically called them out and I just would never stoop that low. So the number one thing is have respect for yourself and know that you have you have an option. You can say yes or no. Unless someone's got a gun to your head, you can say no. Period. So a lot of women in this business in the past, maybe today there's still pressure. I don't know. I'm not really behind the scenes that much, but I know that a lot of women felt stifled. Let's use that. They felt stifled and that they had to cave and do what the men said. Otherwise, for the fear of not having a job or a position, or they were promised a position and a job if they would do these extra activities. A lot of them did. And then some of them signed those NDAs, but that's another whole episode. And they had a choice to say yes and no. So I really don't have much emotion on that because they chose to do what they did.